I was asked to talk about the patient engagement. Engagement never been very popular in healthcare as such. Probably because the healthcare always been extremely focused on the outcome, especially clinical outcome. So we will look at that, how it has just moved across in the last few years. It's actually a tool to leverage and enhance the customer loyalty, experience, and clinical outcome. Most of the time, when we talk about the clinical quality and outcome, hospitals always will be more keen to focus on. Now, in the hospital, patients arrive, go through the service delivery activities, IPD, OPD, or ER, and always hospital focus on to the end point of it. You all know communication is the key. If patient wanted to get the information, if the patient wanted to ask for the information, everywhere there should be a communication link. A connected patient, through his connected journey, he will get into the proper information in the hospital. We all know many times in the hospital, doctor, especially in the countries like us, patients don't ask too many questions. Sometimes if the patient asks third question, generally doctors will be upset about it. So the communication generally don't do very well with the doctor in the hospital. But as of today, we get a lot of literate patients, more informed patients. Data is available. Google search is there to ask most of the doubts. So technology is aligning with the process and the people. So when things changes, we get into a problem there. We suddenly surprise that where are we today? After 20 years and 30 years in healthcare, suddenly we surprised to see things are changing too much, which we find difficult to understand. So like someone was telling that I was happy that I answered all the questions. The question answers was done. But then suddenly I found that the question paper itself was changing. So we'll look at that, whether the patient engagement can be inclusive of everything. So if it need to be an inclusive everything, it will be a blockbuster. And it is a broad term which can take any of the shape depending upon the vessel it is. So today the engagement not only at the delivery, service delivery point, but it goes into the all part of the patient journey. The patient acquisition phase, service delivery phase, patient retention phase, the information analytics are documented, then the inference and the business design happens because of that. So we will try to define it little inclusively. So the patient actively involved in gathering information and become part of the discussion, making decisions about their symptoms, diseases, alternates, treatment protocols, and outcomes. It's a multidimensional, vibrant partnership between the patients, families, representatives, healthcare team, extending to the organizational governance and policy making, transforming into a learning organization, reasonably inclusive of almost all things what we see patient across the service delivery. Benefit to the patient, we all know, it's an improved conformance, better clinical outcome, reduced ER visits and admissions, reduced surgical interventions, better quality of life. That's the key of the engagement. For the hospital, So better scheduling and predictability, we will know that patients will be coming. There is a predictability of the patient's visit. Enhanced efficiency and cost effectiveness, better data management, reduce no-show, which is one of the 30 to 40% many hospitals face through, improved patient relationship and the loyalty, support strategic business decisions, and better brand visibility. We'll look at what are the key activities which we can do for the acquisitions as such. We all have, every hospital has got a good website and the PHR portal, which is currently evolving into dynamic and interactive so that patients are able to choose the right information the way they want. Many hospitals have gone through something called a call center. We also have one. We have around 140 agents man the call center 24/7, where every time somebody is there to pick up, the time given to them to pick up the call is within 3 rings, maximum 20 seconds. So patient always feel connected to the call center and they get the information very quickly. The apps are widely used now in almost everywhere. A lot of apps are available for us for every hospital. Other one which is more keen to look at is the CRM. CRM is not very popular in the hospital, but today a lot of hospitals are venturing into CRM. CRM is expensive, but still it can give a long-term commitment and connectivity to the patients. When a patient calls to the hospital, the call agent pick up the call and then understand all the patient's journey in the hospital and relationship with the patient. And the agent address him by name and what he was done last time. So this gives the patient a lot of comfort feeling. A lot of data mining is possible if you have a CRM in the hospital. A lot of other things, common things, WhatsApp, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all improving the feel and touch of the patients. Search engine optimization is very key nowadays. People keep doing it to position the organization and patient connect. Geographically prioritization is also done so that you will be able to skim the way you want the patients. Patient lead management, when somebody look into the Google, search for our hospital name, then the lead management takes care of those searches. BI predictions is something which is extremely important. Most of the hospitals coming with analytics, the data management, process mining. After that, it gives the dashboards and triggers for the people to handle the all operations. The acquisition leads to the service delivery points. So service delivery is one of the most important and key, the key portfolio for any hospital. You have multiple things to address it. The registration kiosk now becoming a lot of automatic systems. Token systems which allow the patient to just monitor across all the processes. Every patient is given a token system. Every movement of the patient is monitored so that process time, wait time is monitored at every counter. The manager of the unit or function can easily monitor these activities. Queue management system is very common. Now most units uses it. One other key important thing is that pre-consultation agreement with the engagement with the patient, where the patient can get all the data. Either he can do it at home, or when he come to the hospital, generally a physician assistant or somebody enter the data. Data is very much ready by the time patient reaches to the doctor. Doctor time is extremely valuable, so we can reduce the time wasted in entering this data. Doctor see the data in the tablets, were extremely sensitive for his ease of use. He doesn't have to type. Most of the things are pre-configured structures. This is one key thing which we have been designing it. This is a BI tool which gives us extremely important data about hourly waiting time, hourly process time, and if there is any change, you can always go to the list and then drop down the list of patients, which patient is deviating from its normal time. So the deviation of the process can be controlled with the dashboards, and it will give you important data to know that whether the patient is becoming upset. Most of the time, we get it late. If you are able to get this done faster, before the patient come to know that he is delayed, somebody can intervene and give him the information. This is for data management for chronic illness. Now, WhatsApp is the most useful tool for everybody. Everybody is familiar. So we create the data mostly into the WhatsApp platform. Patients can message, and then data will be keep on updating for the patient for chronic decisions. And the key of everything is communication, and communication require a lot of training. All the staff regularly and rigorously trained for the proper communication and interactions. This is another patient engagement program which we have been trying for quite a long time. This is care companion program where the patient is properly put on to post-care activities where the relative himself become the caregiver, where they are the best people to give the care. We are fortunate that we have an inbuilt the hospital information system. We have 150 people who are working on our software, so we develop our own software. So we have an hospital information system, EMR. We call the information system as the Atma, so that is our soul. And we have something called Moksha, which handles the radiology system. And we have something called Adi, which handles the doctor's platform, where the doctor can continuously see their patient's data on their mobile phone. There is something called Medha, which analyze all the data and then give the dashboard to the doctors to see. The other three components all depend upon what we get now. It is retention, information, and analysis. So these are all regular feedback systems. Feedback systems are put into analysis and trends. We can very well see that how it progresses across the time. So the service excellence part, the NPS score, Google scores, and any functional score, if it is less than 4, is always put onto different analytics to see that why it has happened on that particular day, for what reason. There is an L2 desk which continuously keep in touch with the patient for post-discharge or any of the emergencies. It's a 24/7 monitored. Another major important key is to get all the complaints and other things to be sourced into a common platform where we analyze and then put it onto the people to work on it. So the data analytics is quite important to understand that what we are going wrong. If you look at this particular, this is, everybody will be using it. This is Amazon's the app dashboard. If you look at, there is a small key as recently added into that one is called the mini TV. If you look at mini TV is not required in the Amazon purchase forum, but they have just added it. Amazon has got its own OTT platform, one of the biggest in the world. But still, they have added something new which doesn't need to be even paid. It's free. They uploaded a lot of videos and other movies and onto that one. So the reason is that they keep listening. They keep listening what the customer wanted. If you keep listening the voice of the customer, how much or big the company is, that one, they will still have more importance to go further. So they strive to engage with the customer. So the patient engagement and learning might lead to the transformational business designs. That is what most important thing as a patient engagement. You would have heard about the cloud physician, pristine care, even care. These are the new business tools which has come into the platform now. They are some variation from the traditional businesses. Now, we have seen the businesses changes a lot. We have seen the how COVID has really put our health system into a lot of stress. We never thought that health system will go into a stop. Almost 3 weeks, we never had a patient as such. The whole business was stuck. So this is the time of a lot of innovations and tailspins. So we have seen the Uberization in transport. We have seen Teslaization in automobiles. We have seen somatization in restaurants business. We have seen Airbnbization in your stay and accommodation. We don't know what ization is coming in healthcare today. We have to really we have to talk to the customers, we have to engage with the customers to understand that what is that they require. That leads us to a new business proposition and a business of future community. And that is what we wanted to make and see, a business of healing. And rather than business of healing, to a business of healthy living. And that's what about the patient engagement. So wish you all a good, happy engagement forward. Thank you very much.